This is absolutely hilarious. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle may have actually just been screwed over by the Biden government. Hey up everyone, it's me, Stef, the Alternate, your nerdy alternative, and welcome to another dose of the Daily Nerd, where I break down the royal news and gossip of the day that's pretty much got me high, and oh my goodness, yeah, let's jump into this madness, shall we? So this is all about the ongoing legal battle over Prince Harry's visa documents that the Heritage Foundation is suing Biden's government for. Now, a lot of you guys have been asking for an update on what the deuce is going on with all of that. Well, as it stands at the moment, the judge is making a decision as to whether those documents should be released to the Heritage Foundation or not. It was only a few days ago that the Biden government actually handed Harry's visa documentation over to the judge, so the judge could see it and determine whether it should be released or not. Hint, I don't think it's looking good for Prince Harry and the Biden government. Now, a little bit of an update here. The government might have actually screwed Prince Harry and Meghan Markle over with all of this. How? Well, let me explain. So, yeah, Joe Biden's UK ambassador has made some extraordinary comments regarding this whole situation to begin with. So the ambassador in question is called Jane Hartley, and she recently said that Harry would never be deported from the US whilst Biden is president. Now, the Heritage Foundation, as I mentioned, is currently suing to get access to those documents. But it's now argued that the ambassador's remarks on this has undermined Biden's administration's bid to keep the documents a secret and actually has backed up the case for disclosing them instead. So in a legal filing of over 100 pages in Washington, D.C., the think tank said that Ambassador Hartley's remarks in a March 25th interview on Sky News were extraordinary and provided an actual transcript to Judge Nichols. The Heritage Foundation said in its filing, quote, Ambassador Hartley's statements dramatically enhance the already compelling public interest in disclosure, saying that she selectively disclosed details whilst the Department of Homeland Security, otherwise known as the DHS, was simultaneously vigorously resisting any disclosure in this matter, and that should be considered by the judge. And so, yeah, the US visa applicants are required to make a disclosure about any history of illicit substance use which can impact their application. And with Harry writing about his extensive historical use in Spare, this is where all this has kicked off between the Heritage Foundation and the government, because lying on an application can actually result in deportation, right? And this is the thing. Donald Trump has already waded into this in the last couple of weeks and has said in regards to this ongoing legal fight for Harry's visa application to be released that, yeah, he wouldn't protect him at all if he was president. And so Trump has attacked Prince Harry for the unforgivable betrayal of the late Queen as he criticised Biden's administration of the handling of Harry's US visa application, saying that, the Biden administration is protecting Harry in the visa battle. And he says also, quote, I wouldn't protect him. He betrayed the Queen. That's unforgivable. He would be on his own if it was down to me. I think they've been too gracious to him after what he has done. So Trump has already attacked the Biden administration for protecting Prince Harry with this whole US visa application war that's going on at the moment, right? The Biden administration looks like it's protecting him, but Ambassador Hartley for the UK might have absolutely poo-pooed over all of that, and therefore the government may have screwed over Prince Harry and Megxi in this fight for his US visa application document. And so when asked about Trump's comments on all of this, Ambassador Hartley said that that was not going to happen in the Biden administration. In other words, turning around and saying, as long as the Biden administration's still in power, Hazard's not going to get deported. Uh-oh, Ambassador Hartley, has just essentially sorted out a situation where it looks like the US government has screwed over Hazard and Megxi on this one, because in its filing, the Heritage Foundation said that the Department of Homeland Security had always maintained that none of the information that we have can be released without acknowledging what Prince Hazard's immigration status is or tipping our hand as to what it is. But then goes on to say, on March 25th, 2024, the Honourable Jane Hartley, US Ambassador to the Court of St. James's, did just that! Hartley spoke directly not only to the Duke of Sussex current immigration status, but his future immigration status as well. And so they argued that what this ambassador just did has just absolutely screwed over and undermined the DHS's argument that the information must be kept secret, saying Ambassador Hartley spoke directly to some of the very information concerning Hazard's immigration status sought by the plaintiff's Freedom of Information Act request. Information the DHS has repeatedly told this court must be kept confidential. But if it must be kept confidential, why is Ambassador Jane Hartley running a gob all over it on TV? Exactly right. It looks like the Biden government has just screwed over Hazard and Megxi. And I say Megxi as well because if Hazard's deported, Megxi ain't going back to the UK with him. I mean, let's be real here, opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever. So, her meal ticket, bye-bye, right, guys? So, in the filing, Hazard was referred to HRH, Prince Henry Charles Albert David George, the Duke of Sussex, Earl of Dumbarton, and Baron Kilkeel, which I thought was really, really funny because they reportedly do not like the title of Earl of Dumbarton because it's got dumb in it. It's so stupid that they hate it because of that, right? It's so dumb that they hate it because of that. But Niall Gardner, director of the Heritage Foundation's Margaret Thatcher Centre for Freedom, said, quote, the US ambassador to London's arrogant remarks on Prince Hazard are an extraordinary invention by a senior US diplomat on an ongoing federal court case. That was a bit of a tongue twister there. The US ambassador's remarks clearly spoke directly not only to the Duke of Sussex current immigration status, but to Prince Harry's future immigration status as well. Because essentially they turned around and said, yeah, he has a form of immigration status, and whilst we're in power, we ain't going to deport him. The government screwed over Hazard and Megxi here, guys. This is insane. He added the Biden administration had gone to great lengths to protect Prince Harry and has even ruled out the possible deportation of the Duke of Sussex if he lied on his US immigration application and violated US immigration law. Big, massive no-no, guys, right? The Biden administration has acted without transparency and accountability to the American people regarding the Heritage Foundation's Freedom of Information request relating to Hazard's U.S. immigration application. They should release Hazard's immigration records to the American people. And I totally agree with that. They had originally, the DHS had a deadline, I think it was like the 21st of March, something along those lines, right? To submit Hazard's US visa application. But they turned around and they were like, can we have a few more days, please? Because we can't locate it. And once we do, it has to go through a few more departments first before it gets to the judge. What? All you got to do is put in Prince Hazard into the computer and his document should come up then, right? You would have thought. So, yeah, I would absolutely agree that the administration has acted without transparency and accountability when it comes to this whole saga to begin with. But yeah, going back to this, full circle here. It is not looking good for Hazard. It looks like the US administration, the government, has screwed him and Megxi over with this UK ambassador's extraordinary comments. Literally, it looks like confirming, in a way, Hazard's immigration status and the future of his immigration status, turning around and saying, whilst we're in power, we ain't going to deport him. That's an own goal if I've ever seen one. With that being said, if you appreciated this video and you want more, believe me, of course there's gonna be more, then make sure you subscribe to join our alternate tribe. I'll be honest with you, help us get to 1 million subscribers so we can also get that gold play button right there and hopefully cause a Meghan Markle Instagram meltdown. Comment, share, like below. Also as well, if you've got some very strong opinions about all of this, and I bet you do, then make sure you send me a super thanks. It's just below this video right here. We can have a conversation about this because it does guarantee a response from me. And until the next time, you guys, laters.